That's a safe position.
You have a headache?
A headache? No. Why?
Well, you just seem a little irritable.
Kevin has informed me that I'm being condescending.
He's just sore because we're not enthusiastic about him and Cassie.
No, he's not sore with me. He is angry with me because I suggested that Cassie may have some unresolved emotional problems that she should attend to before she can commit herself to somebody else. Well, I don't think that's condescending, but then who am I to judge?
Well, you know the consequences of unresolved emotional problems better than most.
What a pointed remark.
It wasn't intended to be.
Maybe Kevin's right then. Who am I to question Cassie's commitments after the way I've dealt with my own?
Well, you're about as conscientious as they come.
Really? Even after I divorced you and married another man? See, I'm quite sure that Kevin resents anything that I say to him about him and Cassie, because deep down inside he feels that I have absolutely no right to an opinion. After all, I left you, so who am I to question Cassie leaving Andrew? You know, Sloan died. I thought we'd put all this behind us.
Did you really want to do on this editorial?
Oh, wait a minute. You can't just walk out after a comment like that.
Viki, it wasn't meant that way. Sloan's death didn't change anything for the rest of us, that's all. And you were gone.
I'm right here.
You know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. Look, I love my family very, very much, and I tried my best to keep the lines of communication open, which was not always easy. You were giving me the strong, silent treatment, but nevertheless, we went through it. We work together now. We parent together. We seem to be friends.
Yes. Let's leave it at that.
Clint, don't walk out.
You know, if I go or if I stay, it'll be because that's what I want to do. That's the way it's always been, just so you know.
You're just as angry as Kevin is, aren't you? All right, let's hear it.
No.
It's okay, all right? I'm prepared.
I'm not. Viki, you closed off from all of us when Sloan died, and then you splintered into all these different identities. By the time you came through therapy, we figured the best thing to do was just put a lid on it and move on, and that's what we did.
I thought you'd forgiven me.
Kevin had a real tough time with this.
Yeah, well, what about you?
I don't see the
point. Oh, for
point.
God's sakes!
What do you want to hear?
I would like to hear what you think of me.
Haven't I made that clear?
No, obviously. You haven't made it clear. Clint, you had every right to be angry with me after I walked out on our marriage, okay? Even Andrew would like to punish Kevin and Cassie. But you never had that option because Sloan died and I was an emotional disaster land. You had to just sort of suck it up and move on, which is exactly what you did. You were never allowed to be angry. Well, here's your chance. Go ahead.
I'm not going to get into this. And that's that.
Right. And Todd really did engineer that bomb blast. Who could he have paid to do his dirty work?
Well, to my knowledge, there are no anarchist cells in Landview that would undertake something like that. Somebody stole my damn tissues.
Here.
You know what? Let's not discuss this now. I don't feel like publishing.
Sure.
Obviously, I was too subtle. I would like to be alone.
It's not a good idea. When the Rock of Gibraltar starts to slide into the sea, then you call in the Army Corps of Engineers. Now, they'll probably botch up the job, but at least then you have somebody to blame, right?
Look, shoring up your boss is just not part of your job description, Mel.
Just call it self-preservation. Things wouldn't be the same around here without you.
I think Clint would do just fine.
Not really. It takes one to know one. I mean, Clint's cover is just about as impenetrable as mine, but not quite. You're his lifeline, Vic.
Boy, God help him, then.
It's ironic. Those of us who work with words should be able to express ourselves with words.
You do all right.
Oh, yeah. I'm able to dissect the most complex political ideas, but I find it almost impossible to understand why I do what I do. Some of us should come equipped with decoder rings and extra bucks of tissues. We're hardest on the ones we care about the most.
Why are you so good at this? Were you a psychiatrist in a previous life?
No, I'm genetically attached to one. It probably rubs off.
Well, thank you for the insights. You're not anything like Clint. He just stonewalls. At least you fight with the best of them, even with a raw fish in your hand.
Ah, yes, you were there.
Yeah. You let Dorian know in no uncertain terms in public.
Well, that was not my finest hour.
I'm not so sure about that. You know what? I would take honesty over politeness any time. At least you said what you meant.
Which you do, all the time.
Oh, no. I am maddeningly polite.
Not with me.
No, well, that's true.
Or with Dorian. The two of you go at it hammer and tong.
Look, Dorian's different. There's just something about her that gives anyone license to be uninhibited with her.
I know what you mean.
Would you chase me out of a restaurant with a dead fish? Clint wouldn't. He wouldn't dream of it because he respects me.
You make respect sound like a dirty word.
Well, it can be quite a burden, let me tell you.
As a woman or as a publisher?
That's the problem, isn't it? Because here at the office, I have to command respect.
You deserve respect. Most publishers I can manipulate, but you are as tough as they come.
Well, I learned that from my father. Along with a whole bunch of other things. What do you know about my mental health? Huh?
Yes. I read about it. Your forthrightness set an example, Viki. Stories like yours help to destigmatize mental illness.
You're so enlightened.
Oh, Mayor would be so glad to hear you say that. My mother. So, have we pretty much covered that subject?
Not all of it was very widely publicized, you know. But if you didn't know it, I'm sure Dorian told you. I was responsible for my father's death.
She didn't.
She didn't? Oh, give me a break. I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Shortly after we met, I asked if she killed Victor Lord. It was a deliberately provocative question. I usually learn a lot that way.